Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. Julian here for another waiver wire episode. And can you believe that we are already in week 20 of the fantasy hockey season? Wow, does the year ever go by quickly? For most of you, your playoffs start in 2 weeks in week 22. So if you're kind of on the cusp of making the playoffs, it's really important that you win this week. If you're already clinching the playoffs, you're in great shape and you could already make moves for the fantasy playoffs if you want to. For now, though, I'm going to be still focusing on this week. Before we jump into it, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's jump right into the schedule for this week. And on Monday, March 3rd, there are 6 games. Tuesday, there are 10. Wednesday, there are 5. Thursday, 9. Friday, 6. Saturday, 10. And Sunday, 8. The off days, therefore, are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, although none of the busy days are that busy, so it's possible that you have room on every single day. Do be sure to check your lineup and see what days you actually have room for players on. So, what teams have a good schedule? Well, the teams with all 3 off days are Chicago and Washington. Both teams play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, making their players pretty solid streamers. Other teams that have good schedules are Anaheim, Buffalo, Dallas, Los Angeles, both New York teams, Philadelphia, San Jose, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Winnipeg playing 4 games this week. So definitely those teams are the ones you want to be looking at for streaming if you do have kind of all the days available. The only team with a bad schedule is Utah because they only play 2 games and they are back-to-back games Thursday and Friday. Looking at some forward options, Patrick Kane is the first one on my list at 57% rostered. He's seemed to have come back pretty strong coming back from the break, still getting top 6 deployment, and definitely could put up some points. Sam Bennett of the Florida Panthers, someone who I like a lot. He's been on my list the last week or two, and I'm surprised he's this low owned at this point. He gives you a really safe floor with shots and hits and puts up quite a bit of points. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Protas, and Connor McMichael are 3 guys from the Washington Capitals that can all be streamed. Protas plays on the top line with Alexander Ovechkin, and Dubois and McMichael play on the second line in Washington. All 3 of them are doing very, very well this year, and all 3 can be streamed on a week where Washington has a really favorable schedule. And I have Cole Perfetti, who I've had for the past couple weeks, and he's just been really, really hot for the past few weeks. If he can stay like this, he's someone that you might just want to hold on your team until he starts to cool down a little bit. Right now, he's playing really well. Pavel Buchnevich has been playing very well as well. He seems to be smoking hot coming back from the break for the 4 Nations, and he's looking pretty good right now. Definitely a great streamer, potentially a season-long hold for the rest of the year. Adam Fantilli is still playing top line with Sean Monahan injured and top power play, so the deployment's really good, and he definitely can put up some points. Will Cooley's playing on the second line with Zibanejad, and hasn't been too bad as of late, keeping that safe floor that he has provided all year long with those hits. Definitely not someone that I hate right now. Ryan Donato of the Chicago Blackhawks is someone who's playing top line right now with Connor Bedard, and has been their second best player other than Bedard all year long. Boone Jenner of the Columbus Blue Jackets is finally back and is playing on the second line and second power play, but that floor that he provides you every single night with the peripherals is really nice, and he definitely should put up some points as well. William Eklund, top line, top power play, like that deployment. Teuvo Teravainen, second line, top power play, definitely could put up some points for a week that Chicago has a great schedule. Mathieu Olivier playing on the third line for Columbus, but definitely puts up a lot of hits, so it's a good floor there for him. Philip Danault is pretty solid streamer for a week that LA plays Monday and Wednesday off nights, which is a pretty good start to the week. So if you wanted to just stream him for those 2 days, it's definitely not bad. He's decently hot right now. Shane Wright of the Seattle Kraken is playing as their third liner, but has been putting up points as of late, so I don't hate it. Andrei Kuzmenko has been playing on the top line in Philadelphia with Konechny and Scott Laughton, and is also playing on their top power play, so they're trying to get him going, and so far he hasn't been too bad. If you're in a deep league, Kuzmenko could be somebody that you pick up and stream for the year. Will Smith is playing on the second line, and I believe top power play in San Jose, and it's a good streamer for a week where San Jose does have 4 games. Scott Laughton, like I said, playing on the top line and top power play right now in Philadelphia. Deployment doesn't get much better than that, and he is a really great player. He just doesn't usually get that great of deployment. He's someone that you need to add in deep leagues now as long as he keeps that deployment. And finally, Yuri Kulik for the Buffalo Sabres is playing on their top line as well with Tage Thompson. No, he's not on the top power play. Jack Quinn is on their top power play. So both those guys, Kulik and Quinn, are streamers for this week where Buffalo plays 4 games. On defense, Drew Doughty is up to 67% rostered and is a top power play guy in Los Angeles and should be over 70% rostered. Aaron Ekblad's top power play in Florida. Noah Hannafin, who I've had in a drop list for much of this year, is now finally on my waiver wire ads video because Shea Theodore is injured, meaning that Noah Hannafin is now on the top power play in Vegas and therefore has a lot more value and should put up more points. Jake Wallman's been great all year long on the top power play in San Jose. Radko Gudas has been really good as of late with the safe floor peripherals, blocks, and hits in Anaheim, and Anaheim plays 4 games, so that's an easy safe floor for 4 games. Jackson Lacombe is bouncing back now as well, top power play in Anaheim. I don't mind him. Tony DeAngelo I have here, although Noah Dobson is looking to come back soon, so it's pretty likely that Noah Dobson takes the power play 1 spot back from Tony DeAngelo, but if he doesn't, Tony DeAngelo is definitely still ownable. Jared Spurgeon of the Minnesota Wild, 12% rostered, top power play in Minnesota, and puts up plenty of points. Needs to be way more than 12% rostered. Mason Lowry of the Boston Bruins with McAvoy injured for a while. Lowry is the top power play guy there and definitely needs to be owned in more than 5% of leagues. And finally, Rasmus Ristolainen is actually getting top power play time in Philadelphia, and he's only 3% rostered and hasn't been too bad with peripherals either. For goalies, Frederik Andersen of the Carolina Hurricanes plays every second game for Carolina. Kevin Lankin of the Vancouver Canucks is the starting goalie in Vancouver with Demko out. He should be starting just about every game. Cam Talbot, starter in Detroit. Ingram and Vejmelka are splitting starts in Utah, although I like Vejmelka quite a bit better. I think he's the better goalie, and he did just get 2 starts in a row. Lucas Dostal is a starter in Anaheim, and Gibson is day-to-day with an injury. I don't think it's anything serious, but Dostal is the guy to be owning right now. Jake Allen of the New Jersey Devils is the starter in New Jersey, but Nico Daws did just record a shutout, so definitely they could give him a couple more looks, and Allen is only viable until Markstrom comes back from his injury. Elvis Merzlikins is a starter in Columbus. I do like him a lot, especially in points leagues. Actually, pretty much only in points leagues, but he's very good in points leagues. Charlie Lindgren of the Washington Capitals should continue to get every second start or so for Washington, but if he starts to get less and less starts, like every third start or so, he may not be as ownable as I think he is. Samuel Ersson of the Philadelphia Flyers, 24% rostered, is the starter in Philly. Nedeljkovic's the starter in Pittsburgh, although he's been awful lately. Vitek Vanacek's getting every second game or so in San Jose, so if you're desperate for somebody who's getting starts, Vanacek is available in 97% of leagues. And finally, Jakub Skarek, available in 100% of leagues, is the backup right now for the Islanders because both Hogberg and Varlamov are injured, and the Islanders actually have 2 sets of back-to-backs this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, Sunday. So if they don't want to start Sorokin on back-to-back games, they could give Skarek 2 starts. If you're desperate for goalie starts, he's not the worst option in the world. And that's it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy the content today, please drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.